Hi everyone, this is Maria from SD Migration Consulting. Today I'm discussing about the student visa holders in Australia and offshore. Some of you are concerned about completing your course within the visa period because there was a closure of the education provider at the start of COVID-19 situation, and the education providers have slowly started the online classes afterwards, but you are not in a position to complete your course within the visa period. So what you can do now, government has introduced a new plan to give a waiver for the visa application charges if you have to apply for another student visa in order to finish your current course. So what you can do is there is a particular form published by the Department of Home Affairs, which has to be filled by the education provider, and you can apply for the new student visa along with the new form. Then you will get a waiver for the student visa application charge. The second category of people are from offshore. Those who are offshore currently and they are doing their courses online from offshore. As per the current legislation, if somebody is doing their course online from outside Australia, then that time period will not be counted towards Australian study requirement. So many are concerned about that, but government has given some relaxation for that. It says that even though the students are studying online from outside Australia, that period will also be counted towards Australian study requirement when they apply for 485 visa after the study period. So it's a good news for many who are outside Australia. So in order to get this exemption doing online courses offshore, that particular form which I mentioned before has to be filled again by the education provider and submit when you apply for 485 visa. Another thing is time of application criteria of 485 visa. That is, you must have a valid English test when you apply for your 485 visa. But as we all know, due to the current situation, IELTS exams or PT exams are not being conducted in many countries, including Australia. Even though some of the countries have already started, but many are still not in a position to get appointment. So what you can do is, like, even though you haven't appeared for English test before lodging 485 application, what you can do is get an appointment for the English test prior to applying for 485 visa, and give that information to the department when you apply for the visa, and give the result before granting the visa. So that's also a good news. And also government has given relaxation for doing visa medicals and biometrics because appointments are not available due to corona. So all these are not yet implemented. It has to come into effect, and we hope government will pass the law soon, and many of us will get the advantage. Another thing regarding the student visa holders, what I have heard from my friends and clients who are already working in Australia as nurses, they have shared some stories about the student visa holders. I have heard a story which is not that good to hear, because somebody who was affected by corona, he didn't have a job at that moment because he lost his job, and he was in a sharing accommodation. Since he was COVID positive, he stayed in his car for 2 days, and his situation became very worse and admitted in hospital after a couple of days. And he had nothing, like he didn't have money for anything, and he was afraid whether the health insurance will cover his expenses in the hospital. So what my advice is, when you apply for your student visa, you must have overseas student health cover prior to the application, which covers the entire period of your student visa. So you are already entitled for an health insurance. So what you have to do is, you must contact your health insurance provider and ask them whether they will cover the COVID positive treatments. So that's one of the most important thing you have to do while you are on student visa, because you are away from your family and you are not in your country, but make sure that you all are safe. And also please contact the Department of Health and also inquire about what all the benefits you will get from the government if you have any worse situation, and should not be disadvantaged because you don't know a particular information regarding the current situation. So keep updated and also be safe. The next thing is regarding those who are in visitor visa. Most of my clients have already applied for a visitor visa while they are in Australia. A second time they are about to apply for another visa. So if you want to apply for another visitor visa while in Australia, there is additional charge. So it comes around like $1,000. Instead of doing that, if you are in a situation like, if you can manage to study a small course while in Australia, apply for a student visa, then also you will get 20 hours work, right? And if you can, work somewhere, get a work, then you can manage your little bit of financial needs while you're in Australia. But make sure that you have to meet all the criteria of the student visa application. Those who are already working in aged care or disability support or in any of the healthcare sector, even though you are in a student visa, you can work more than 40 hours fortnightly due to the current situation. Be aware about what all benefits you can utilize and make sure you get all those. Next category of people is future students to Australia. I know that many people still wish to study in Australia. If you have a dream to study in Australia, you don't have to hold it because of the current situation. I'm not sure when this travel bans will be lifted, but still, if you want, the admission is still going on, and government has informed that they have started granting offshore student visa application if you meet the student visa criteria. So you don't have to hold your dream to study in Australia just because of this current situation. This will also pass by, and you can definitely study in Australia. And also we can see that government is giving many relaxation to the existing students, and we hope that it will be extended to the future students as well. But we have to really wait for the legislation to come. But go ahead with your plans. The next category of people is those who are looking forward for general skill migration. Those who are already looking forward for the general skill migration must know that for the current financial year, migration programs are not yet started. But there is a good news for such people, because yesterday we got a few invitations for 491 family sponsored with 80 points, especially registered nurses. And also we got information from different states that they got the interim placements for the current financial year until 6th of October, which is a budget date of Commonwealth government. So until then, there is an interim placement for the highly skilled professionals in the critical sector. So if you're looking forward for a general skill migration, please make sure that you meet all the criteria before you lodge your expression of interest. Please prepare with your skill assessment, ready with every document, so that once the state starts their nomination processing, you can also be part of it if you have everything in hand. So please be ready, and if you need any further support or clarification on any of this general skill migration or student visa application or 485 application, or you need to consult with me, please message us in our WhatsApp or through our Facebook page. We are here to support you. Thank you everyone for watching. Bye.